and welcome to Formula Food for the Turkish Grand Prix. It is, well, when you watch this, probably going to be the weekend of the Turkish Grand Prix, my birthday weekend. Very exciting, and hopefully we'll see some racing that is on par with the excitement that Turkey provided us with last year. Absolutely fantastic race in Istanbul Park. The Formula Food episode wasn't quite as strong, I'll admit. It wasn't the best episode of the season, so we're hoping to make up for that this time round. We've got a new recipe, a new dish. We're making, where's my notebook? It's over here. We're making effectively a Turkish style sort of roasted lamb with aubergine and some spices that sort of make it all very Turkish. In the end, it should be something very similar to, I think it's pronounced Kuzu Güveç or Güveç. It'll be on the screen there, written properly. And we'll serve it up with some pilaf rice, which will just sort of do nicely with some stock and a bit of saffron. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll work, because the previous two Turkish Grand Prix dishes never really did. So that's the plan. Slow roasted lamb, lots of lovely seasonings, some vegetables that are sort of akin to Turkish cuisine, as well as some spices that are akin to commonly found in Turkish cuisine. We've got cumin, a bit of oregano, some garlic, saffron, some chili peppers, all things that you would typically find in this sort of a dish. Chucked together, cooked away for hours to make a very nice vegetable base, very soft lamb and some rice. That's the plan. Whether it works is yet to be seen. We don't have a great track record with Turkish cuisine here on the show, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, first thing we need to do is a bit of vegetable prep. So we'll insert some funky music and a time lapse. Okay, so we've now assembled our vegetable base that's going to form part of our lamb dish. It's what the lamb is going to sit on and slowly roast on for about 10 hours, according to my math. And we just need to get our lamb out, and what we're going to do is simply going to plonk it on top of the vegetables, liberally coat it with some seasoning. We're going for a bit of cumin and a bit of paprika, because I love the flavour. A little bit of peppery spice would be nice. Same from the cumin. Cumin is very popular seasoning in Turkish cuisine. I know we used it when we made the meatballs, the kofta, in series 1. We've also got a bit of mint and a bit of oregano already in with the vegetables, so they'll be helping to bring some nice aromatic flavours into the dish. Then, once we've got the lamb in there, we will leave this overnight. We'll put it in tomorrow morning and it will roast away through the day, and then tomorrow evening we will assemble the pilaf or the plov. Well, it's going to be very similar to the plov we had for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's going to be very similar to the biryani we had for both of the Bahrain Grand Prix, season 1 and season 2. I'm noticing a lot of similarities through a lot of different cuisines. It's the interesting thing you learn as you cook through sort of different regions of the world is how many copycat style dishes there are, how many different ways they are interpreting one sort of base idea, whether it's the pelmeni from Russia, which is basically Russian ravioli, or in this instance, how many different ways there are of cooking rice. Seemingly an endless list. But anyway, we're going to make our pilau that will go with this tomorrow evening, once the lamb has had about 10 hours. 10 hours? How would it work? 8 hours roasting away. That's what it's going to be. Going at 10 o'clock-ish, and it should be done by 6 o'clock for dinner. So that's the plan. Lamb into the tray, liberally seasoned. Then we're going to add some stock to the tray as well. About 500ml of, we're using lamb stock, which will just help keep the contents of the tray nice and moist, and we won't have any dry lamb come tomorrow evening. Hopefully. Again, expectations are low. This is never a good episode. We'll see what happens. Hello and welcome back to formal video, I say welcome back. It is the next day. Yesterday was Sunday, today is Monday. We're back in the kitchen and the lamb is cooked. It hasn't taken 24 hours, it's taken since 10 o'clock this morning. We put it at 10 o'clock, had to go out. It's now 6:41, so it's had about 8 hours in the oven. She has slowly roasted. I have picked a bit off. She tastes good. She's not dry, she's very moist. In fact, she is incredibly moist. There is a lot of juice sitting in the tray, but that is not a problem, I assume, because we're currently flying by the seat of our pants. We have our rice, just using some long-grain wild rice to make our pilau from, and we're going to be doing that as usual with our sort of Middle Eastern dishes with a bit of saffron. We have, you can probably see some pistils sitting in the bottom of this jug here. Going to add in some boiling water and crucially some of the stock and juices that have come from our lovely lamb, and that is going to be what we cook our rice in. But first we need to toast it off, so I'm just going to portion it out and chuck it into the big pan just up the edge of shot there that you can't see, and toast it off before adding in our juices. That's the plan. Eventually we'll be able to shred down the lamb into the rest of the vegetables, put it back into the oven just to bake through nicely, and we should be good to go. So we'll they're the next steps. That's what we're up to. Let's do that.